how do sports and parenting are really kind of interesting in that you can really get involved in either one without being qualified or having any sort of formal education.
We need qualifications for parents now. I like that, G. Go with that.
Well, I mean, people do. I mean, people in child and family development talk about it, and it's like, right, you can have a child and not be prepared. And anybody that's been a reflective parent knows that there's times that they were not ready, and had no idea what they were doing, myself included. So I guess, what's the process, or how do you think about communicating to parents, one, about, how to parent their own child, but then how to raise kids? I mean, that's a really sort of controversial, or there's a lot of opinions about it. There's different practices, different values. So it's a tough thing.
Yeah, I mean, we certainly don't position ourselves as the arbiters of how to parent your child. So we're not in that position, and we're not trying to be that. I think what we're trying to do, whether it's coaches or parents, is shape the way in which the sport organizations across the country are thinking about those populations. So through research, through insights, John can speak to, the depth of insight that we get from the, state of play report, which includes many different surveys and things of that nature. So we're trying to distill principles and big ideas that organizations can spread out. So, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, for one, just taking a step back, we don't really fault. So of course, there are some crazy out of control parents, right, in youth sports. We all know that. We've all seen them. It's bad, right? The vast majority of parents, I think, aren't in that boat. And they're more in the boat of they're just confused, and you don't know what the heck to do when you become a youth sports parent. You're just getting information word of mouth. What's the best pathway for my child? Who's the best coach? What's the best program? And you're just sort of trying to keep up with the Joneses a little bit. And that's sort of how we could get early sports specialization, kids just choosing one sport and playing year round, which we know can lead to overuse injuries and burnout. So we really think that parents need more guidance and also empowerment, right? To sort of be able to speak up and say, no, actually, this is what I want out of my child's sports experience, because ultimately they're the consumer, they're the ones paying it. And it goes both ways, of course. So there's going to be we're releasing at the Project Play Summit. Well, we're not releasing, but we're promoting it. The U.S. Olympic and Paralympic Committee has a new quality parenting framework, a toolkit that's going to be coming out and really highlighting how to involve parents effectively across a range of organized sports settings in the U.S. And so it's a document that Travis Dortch, who's a researcher at Utah State University that you all may know, and a couple others helped put together, really trying to use evidence-based research to create sort of common language and principles about high-quality parenting. It's not saying that this is how you should parent in every situation, because we know every athlete and every family has different contexts, but more broadly, here are informed principles then on how youth sports stakeholders can collectively think of, speak of, and encourage high quality parenting across sport contexts, because we do need parents involved, just in the right ways.
I think, yeah, I'll jump in and add one thing, which is I think we're in a really interesting kind of informational ecosystem for parents, right? How do I decide, how do I make sense of all the competing ideas that are out there, right? And I think part of, you'll see a lot of the work that we put out in terms of its impact for parents has this sort of effect of trying to, I think, demystify some of the things that we kind of think about sport, right? And depending on who your community is, where I grow up, what sport I played, parents are going to come into this parenting role in sport with these preconceived notions that, the more the system worked for them, the more they might be attached to it. So there's a little bit of, hey, actually, there's other ways of doing this that are okay. I don't have to put my kid in club sports at 9 years old in order for them to have a good sport experience. So there's a bit of demystifying what does actually healthy long-term athlete development look like? What is the basis of, a good youth sports experience? What really matters in these age groups? And then we, of course, need the system to be able to support these alternative pathways.